Welcome to the Navigating Dental Insurance Podcast, where we don't take from insurance companies. Here are your hosts, Mr. Jordan Comstock and Mr. Ben Tuine. This podcast is sponsored by BoomCloud Dental Membership Software, www.boomcloudapps.com, and Veritas Dental Resources, www.veritasdentalresources.com. Enjoy the show.
Welcome, everybody, to the Navigating Dental Insurance Podcast. My name is Ben Tuine. I'm one of your co-hosts. Got Jordan Comstock. What's up, Jordan?
Yo, Ben. How's it going, man?
Hey, excellent, man. Excellent. You know, better than what's going on the East Coast with all those nor'easters. I've never seen so many nor'easters in my life, and we can't even pay for an ounce of snow here in Utah. Kind of pathetic.
I'm good. I'm glad there's no snow, man. I'm happy here in Utah.
Well, I'll tell you what. We do have a guest, a friend, and also a fellow podcaster as well, Dr. Craig Spodak. Dr. Spodak, how are you today?
I'm awesome, guys. Good to be here with you. We have nothing but sunshine here on this portion of the East Coast, Southeast Florida.
You're in Florida. I was going to say lucky. Oh.
I was going to mention that. You know, my wife and I are part-time residents of Florida. We go there a couple times a year. This year, we're going to try to hit the beaches out there on the eastern side of the Florida coast, Vero Beach, and who knows, maybe we'll scoot down to your edge there in Delray. I just hear nothing but great things going on Delray. Is that a pretty big spring break destination too? Like, what is that?
Yeah, you know, we got a couple of words over here. We have Rand McNally gave us the most fun small town in America, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, it's a cool scene, man. We got this central downtown area called Atlantic Avenue. It happens to be where my practice is as well, and there's like just tons of restaurants and bars, and it's pretty hopping on most weekends. But I'm 46, married with 2 children, so my bar days are somewhat over. I'm pretty busy these days, but I don't mind driving through and taking a peek around.
Yeah. So are you a resident of Delray too?
Yeah. So we moved here back in 1976 when most of your listeners weren't even born. And
probably.
Jordan wasn't born either.
Hey, I was born.
Yeah. How old are you, Jordan?
I'm 32.
And Ben, how old are you, bud?
I'm 37.
Yeah, you guys are young dudes. So anyway, I was born. We moved down here when I was 4 years old, and my dad started the practice here. You know, like I said, 42 years ago, and yeah, we've been growing. We started off just my dad and I, and now we're 10 doctors and 50 team members, and
wow,
having fun.
Yeah, and aren't you guys aren't you guys the doctor? Don't you work with Tony Robbins?
Yeah. Tony made it very public that his dentist, he put that in his
book, right?
Yeah, Unshakable. Yeah.
At the podcasting summit this year, I remember you showing us that, and I thought that was pretty cool because I'm a huge Tony Robbins fan.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Who isn't, Jordan?
Yeah.
You guys are amazing.
That's true. Yeah.
No, he's awesome. Tony's an amazing human being. I feel very blessed to have him as a friend. He's a very, very special person.
That's awesome.
So cool.
I refer to you, Dr. Spodak, as a cultured man. When we were at the Voices of Dentistry, you came up to me and asked, said, how's my mana? I was like, that's a lot of people don't come up to me and ask me how's my mana. Most people don't even know that what that means. So my question, not dentistry related, is how did you come to know about the whole mana thing? Did you go to Hawaii or vacation?
No. Listen, when I knew who you were, Ben, for many, many years because we worked together, but I had no idea of your Samoan history, ancestry. So for those, you are Samoan, right?
Yep, that's right. Samoan, Hawaiian, German.
Yeah, I wanted to make sure I got the right Pacific Island because all you guys there's all those Pacific Islander people, and I want to make sure I respect the individual island you're at. So I've just always, been a fan of just different cultures. I know, like the ancient Maori culture and the warrior culture. And one of my friends is a Navy SEAL. I grew up with him, and I'm really good friends with a UFC fighter. And I have a whole really eclectic group of people in my life. I'm blessed in that way. And I've known about the haka and the war cry and that war culture. So when I heard you're from Samoa, I'm like, bro, can we do the freaking haka? And I had no idea, Ben. Awesome. You're gonna bust that out. We should put that. We should put a link to that video in the show notes. But,
yes, Ben, do that. It was really good.
That was off the charts, man. I was like shaking from that. So powerful.
Yeah,
and then I had no idea. Like that's what was that in Tropic Thunder? You never go full retard. Remember that scene?
Yeah.
Is he talking about like how Rain Man was very, only like mildly acting, and all these other people, and then Simple Jack went full retard. I had no idea you're gonna go full haka on me. I thought you a mild version of haka, like "Gamate." You were screaming. It was awesome.
It was awesome. It shook the whole conference.
It's funny because as an islander, Polynesians from the South Pacific, it's an expectation when you go to an American university that people naturally expect you to do dances, to do the fire knife dance, to do the hula, which I don't particularly enjoy.
You should do that one, then, next time I see you.
No, but you can't pay me enough to do the hula. But the haka, man, people love the haka. We do that. I went to the University of Arizona and played football there. And one of the first things that the coaches asked us to do was, I want you to come up here and I want you to do the haka. So we had to do the haka from our own country. And so it's kind of like on the spot, the same thing at the Voices of Dentistry. I just stood up there, ripped my shirt off, and just went crazy nuts. In fact, I actually made up a lot of the stuff that I did. But this Hawaiian kid stood up and he did the New Zealand haka, the one that Dr. Spodak and I did. And I thought, I'm going to learn that, and I'm going to start doing that because it's short, but it sends a very, very powerful message, especially when you're on the battlefield and you're facing other football teams like what the All Blacks do, the New Zealand All Blacks. When they do the haka, man, it just gives you the chills.
Yeah, totally.
So anyway, that's how we negotiate with insurance companies. We do the haka in front of them, and that's how we get it done.
That's how you've been so successful. Super awesome.
Yeah, so awesome. It was so awesome.
Dr. Spodak, so the name of your podcast is Bulletproof Dental Practice. Could you give us some background a little bit on that, why you started it, and what you guys talk about on that show? I'm really curious.
So a good buddy of mine, Peter Bolden, runs the Atlanta Dental Spots, 4 locations in downtown Atlanta. He's another couple practices in the periphery of Atlanta. And we came to become friends, and he's a guy that I bounce a lot of ideas off of, and just a very seasoned dentist and dental business person. And he started doing a podcast on his own. And I literally asked him, I said, dude, I want to be on your podcast. And he's like, okay, I'll have you as a guest. I'm like, no, I want to be like a partner in your podcast. So that's how it started, essentially.
Really?
And, we just completed a book together on the Bulletproof Dental Practice book. And then we also have a summit coming up in October. It's going to be in Atlanta at the St. Regis. We're taking 30 dentists. And that's also on our Bulletproof Dental Practice website. But cool. It's a mastermind summit where we're just going to get together and just give all of our secrets away and try to help the profession. We're very much aligned on helping the profession, helping dentists get ahead. And Peter's got an interesting model. He's 100% fee for service, which is really cool.
Love it. That's awesome.
In downtown Atlanta, multi-location, multi-doctor, 100% fee for service.
Wow.
That's quite a challenge. I mean, that's remarkable. You hear of guys like that, and Gary Takis, who has a fee-for-service practice in Phoenix, a very, very saturated area. And the question that we get a lot is, how do you really do it? Is it even possible? But I know your practice there in Delray is sort of a hybrid, right? Some of the doctors are in with some plans, some are not. How's that? I mean, I know it's working well for you, but do you mind sharing some insight on that? Because the hybrid style is something that many doctors are looking to. And when just so the listeners know, when I mention hybrid, that means some doctors are in network, some are not. And so, do you mind sharing some insight there on how it's working for you, Dr. Spodak?
Yeah. So essentially, without getting too deep into the philosophy of insurance, insurance to me is advertising.
Yeah.
So. without, unlike advertising where you pay one time for the lead and then they become your patient, you just keep them happy. Insurance is a long-term advertising contract.
A revenue share contract.
It's a revenue share, yeah. And long-term, as we know with most revenue share agreements, it's always better to pay up front. Like if you don't realize it's the insidious decay of your profit by rev share is really an issue. So what we do is we believe that if you're an amazing dentist and you do the right thing, over the long term, you should be able to build a practice that you're not insurance dependent upon.
Yes.
But our goal was we wanted to grow quickly. We went from 5,000 square feet to 13,000 square feet, and we wanted to prime the pump. So we literally went on a variety of PPO plans and got additional doctors to go on these PPO plans. Granted, some of the doctors that have been with me a long time have now graduated and are not taking most of those PPO plans. They're taking very few because they've built a reputation. They've gone to the networking events and been a staple in the community to build the fee-for-service practice that they have.
Yeah.
But if you're not willing to do what it takes, you're going to have to settle for being an insurance practice. I really do believe that. I believe that's independent of your area and all of your situations. Tony Robbins says, the chokehold on your business is always the psychology and skill set of the owner or the leader.
Yeah.
And of that, 80% is psychology, 20% is skill set. So don't be a victim of your situation saying, oh, well, I practiced in such and such an area, or you don't understand what my demographics are. I know guys like Steven Rasner who practice in the middle of nowhere and are insurance independent. So don't make excuses for yourself. You just got to determine whether you're willing to do the work. If you're not willing to do the work, then just relegate yourself to the insurance practice. But in our office, we're hybrid. So in some ways, we have the benefit of the insurance, so we have the volume, but then we have specialists that are out of network. And I believe it's different when you're a root canal specialist or your periodontist says, I'm out of network, but I'll do you a solid. I'll take the insurance fee for you because I want to do something nice for you. I want to, extend the goodwill of the practice because you've been a patient for so long, versus I accept the fee and I'm contractually obligated to do so. It's one thing if you're contractually obligated to do something. It's another thing if you do it as a courtesy. People appreciate it differently.
Totally.
Yeah, I think,
very cool.
I think for years, somebody's been spreading this rumor that you cannot offer an insured patient a discount without offering the same discount to the insurance company.
I hear that all the time with our customers, Ben.
Yeah, and it's totally false. I mean, I was at a medical coding training seminar a couple of weeks ago, and somebody brought up that question, and the presenter said, let me stop you right there. There's a difference between in-network and out-of-network. In-network, you have a contract. Out-of-network, you don't. So therefore, out-of-network, you're governed by the laws. And there's no law in any state that would say as an out-of-network provider, you can't give a discount to the patient. In fact, the antitrust laws support giving discounts to patients if you're an out-of-network provider or even an in-network provider. In-network, you're already giving a discount.
Yeah.
But out-of-network, you don't have to control those terms. You're not being controlled by the fee schedule terms, which makes it much more easier for you to have flexibility when you need to have that flexibility, which to me, I can't say that being fee-for-service is an easy overnight thing to get to, but it is totally possible that practices can get there. Evidenced by the many guests that we've had on our podcast, including Dr. Spodak, who's out of network with a bunch of plans. So
I'm completely out of network.
Oh, that's
there's a saying I love. It's like, in order to become the 1%, you got to do it. The other 99% won't. So I think you're celebrated in public for what you intensely practice and work for in private. And if you're not willing to do the work, because let's face it, if you sign up on most PPO plans, you are guaranteed a steady stream of people, basically, or it makes it easy to get people. So you don't have to have your culture on point. You don't have to have your experience on point. Your results don't even have to be that great. You're going to be okay. If you're going to command that people pay out of pocket, I mean, look, Morton's has a hamburger, and so does McDonald's. The Morton's hamburger is probably, I don't know, $15, $20, whatever the hell it is, $30 at this point, and McDonald's is $2. Both have appropriate positions in the market.
Yeah,
you
absolutely.
have to decide what you want to be. Value is perceived, and it's if you can command those fees and give a better quality, and patients are willing to pay for it, then you're successful. And I believe there's room for everybody in dentistry. You can do whatever you want to do. And I have friends that love their insurance practices and wouldn't change it. So it's really, it's totally up to you. One story comes to mind, which is kind of funny. We had a patient see one of the insurance doctors, the PPO doctor. She had a really collapsed bite, and she was very insurance driven. She says, I only want this, and I want that, and I just put some Bonnie on my front teeth. And the doctor told her that'll break. Well, listen, I don't have any money. I'm not going to do anything. And then she wound up seeing the prosthodontist in the practice, and he's like, well, I have time. Let me just talk to her. So we start talking about what's possible, shows her some pictures about different things, and she connected with him, and like on that spot signed up for like a $30,000 treatment plan. Same woman, same day, 2 hours apart, different provider.
Wow.
Which is the actual epitome of value. If you're getting the result that the one doctor got, you got to look at what you're doing. I mean, I've had patients say no to me and then come back saying yes to a whole bunch of other people. So.
Right.
We got to look at it. We got to own it ourselves. The result comes down to us.
I have personal experiences with that too. Most recently, getting my car repaired. The guy up front called me, and I was like, I'm not going to pay for that. So I drove down there to pick up my car, and I was like, I'm going to talk to the mechanic just to get his opinion. I spoke to the mechanic. 5 minutes later, I gave him my credit card. I said, okay, now I understand.
Totally.
I see the value now. And. You relate that to what you say, the value proposition, which I think is a key component in being a fee-for-service provider is the value that people perceive in you. Because I think people are buying you, they're buying the treatment, but they're more so buying the provider too and the
Absolutely.
team.
Yeah.
So, Dr. Spodak, with regards to your team, I know your team. I can say your team is definitely on the top of world-class, well-trained. Do you see challenges for people that want to do the hybrid, and in terms of like the owner doctors? This is the question I get all the time. As an owner doctor, I want to be completely fee-for-service, but let my associates be a network. But the biggest fear is, how do I get my team to rally behind doing something like that? Did you experience any issues as you were navigating the hybrid?
Well, first of all, I want to say I experience issues on a daily basis. I don't want anybody thinking that's listening to this that knows me or
perfect world.
Yeah, listen, it is very difficult. My job is difficult, and I face a lot of challenges, a lot of problems, and but I have a little different view of problems. Adversity and challenge is actually what makes you happy.
Yeah.
So we all kick our own asses because we think we're going to reach this mythical place where problems don't exist anymore. And then we're upset, like, why do I have freaking problems? And that guy has it so easy. And look at his Instagram, and that guy's,
totally
eating sushi. And I'm like,
I look at Ben's Instagram, and I'm always just thinking his life is perfect. Eating that sushi.
Yeah. I'm on Ben's Instagram.
I'm teasing.
Ben, what's your Instagram, man? This is important for me.
I don't have one. I have a Facebook page. I don't have an Instagram page.
Man.
I am the most private person you'll ever meet in the business world. I don't post pictures as much as
except when it comes to Haka.
Yeah.
So anyway, when you have these, so I just think that, like, listen, you're gonna have problems. Even when you're retired, the problems seem to go away. You're less happy. People are less happy in retirement. Everybody's like working to this thing. Like, I can't wait to be retired. I can't wait for the weekend. I mean, if you ever taken an extended period of time off, I was lucky enough, like a year or two ago, I took 4 weeks off. I was so freaking ready to come back to work. Totally. I just took a week off and went skiing with my family. It was a beautiful time. I have young children with the wife and all this. It was beautiful. But I was like, thank God I have a job. You need to have something to do. And it's just, you got to pick your problems. And the problems that I'm picking to do are, I wanted to create this exceptional team. So we have a team that has no management. We believe in the concept that people don't need to be managed, stuff needs to be managed, and people need to be led. And so it's leadership, but we encourage people to express themselves, and it's really, really freaking hard, man. Management is much easier in the short run because you can just tell people, basically, I have a gun, I can fire you, do your damn job, or I'll fire you.
Yeah.
And when people have a gun pointed at them, not a literal gun, but the figurative gun of I can fire you, you wield power over people. And that's really slavery, and that's how work was built upon. Work was built upon the factory model, where people just needed to shut up and work the machine and don't ask questions, just do your job, and I'll tell you when you can go take a pee and all that stuff. And that's not the way human beings want to work anymore. They want an opportunity to express themselves. And a lot of people are griping now about the millennials. It's the first generation that just won't do what they're told. So you have a lot of older people like me saying, like, I don't understand the work ethic on these people. They don't do what they're told. They don't want to do what they're told because they need to know why, and they need to express their creativity.
Yeah.
And if you get them to be engaged, if you get them to give a shit about their job, they will be amazing for you. So it's a challenge, and the workplace is more challenging than ever. And you have to really, really work on your culture. And your culture is your experience, and it's how your patients feel you, and it will be the measure of whether you'll be uber successful or not. And when I read reviews of dental practices, because a lot of dentists will call me, I always read the reviews, and I have a really good handle on their culture just by their reviews. You can feel a company's culture through the reviews. So the point of that long tirade was it's really hard frickin' work.
On your point, yeah, I totally get it. I see the same challenges, well, not the exact same challenges, but the problems don't go away, no matter if you're a fee-for-service or if you're a PPO practice. The personal lifestyle and income is a little bit different, in my opinion. But a quick question on. So you mentioned leadership and management, something that I love. I love talking about leadership and management and the differences of the two.
Yeah.
I'm just going to put a pause on the podcast here for a second and book recommendations. I have one, but I want to go through the line here, Jordan and Dr. Spodak. Do you have any good book recommendations on leadership versus management?
Are you asking me, Ben?
Yes. We'll start with you. We'll go to Jordan, then me.
Okay, so I'm going to give two. One was tribal leadership. And then the other one, I'm going to plug my buddy Chuck Blakeman. It's Why Employees Are Always a Bad Idea.
I like the title. Nice.
I'm writing this down. Okay, Jordan.
Dude, I like the classic How to Win Friends and Influence People. That's one of my favorite all-time leadership books.
All right, so I'm going to post those two. The one that I want to recommend is one written by the Arbinger Institute called Leadership and Self-Deception. It's a nice, short, quick read that supports a lot of the things in the books that you two recommended. So thanks for that. I'm going to post this in the show notes for any of you that are interested in these books, because we get questions all the time about different books for people to read, for young dentists and older dentists to read. So check those out in the show notes. Shifting gears. So we're talking about insurance, hybrid. What about in-house membership plans? I know on one of the last calls you and I had, Dr. Spodak, you mentioned something along the lines of a discount plan or membership program that you guys do in your practice.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I'm using one right now. Not loving it, so it will remain nameless. But I'm not loving it. A little quirky.
Let's talk after.
Yeah, no. Ben and I were talking. Yeah.
Yeah. So Jordan is one of the foremost experts on membership plans. He even has a book out about it, and a ton of articles in dental economics about membership programs. So ideally, like if you had a program that's working, just for the listeners, what is your thought and opinion on the importance of something like an in-house plan for your uninsured patients?
Well, unfortunately, hey Ben, you're asking me, correct? Not Josh, right?
Yeah, I'm asking you. Yep.
You.
Okay, sorry. Just didn't want to step on him. So here's the deal. In a nutshell, there's so much dialogue about insurance, and everybody's had this experience where they go to CVS to pick up an antibiotic for their kid or something like that, and the cashier says, "Hey, that's going to be $974." And you're like, "What? Are you freaking kidding me?" And they're like, "Well, I have insurance." And like, "Oh, we don't have that card. Can I see your card?" "Oh, yeah, that's going to be 42 cents." So we've all had that experience. So there's this idea that if you're uninsured, dental cleaning, I have patients all the time saying to me, "I'd love to go to the dentist. I don't have insurance." Meanwhile, they're driving a BMW. So they don't realize that you can go to the dentist and have a cleaning for what they paid for, less than they paid for their cable bill. And then, of course, the way our our dental procedures work, we propose a crown or we propose a $5,000 treatment plan that easily can last 10 or 12 years, but it's hard for patients to come up with the money up front. Imagine the average cable bill in this country is $100 a month. Mine is a lot more. But imagine if you called Comcast and said, hey, I want cable. They said, do you want HBO? And you said, yeah, HBO sounds good. Okay, we have a good plan for you. It's $12,000 for HBO. And we can give you all the channels. We can give you 2 remotes. It's $12,000. How do you want to pay for that? And then you say, well, $12,000. Geez, I thought it's $100 a month. Yeah, it's a 10-year plan. We do a 10-year plan. So people are paying $12,000 for their cable and $15,000 for their phone bills over 10 years, but they don't have to pay for it up front. So there's a common misperception that dentistry is egregiously expensive, and if you don't have insurance, it's out of reach.
Yeah.
So it's really a play to recategorize the dental experience into something that's monthly and affordable. So, and it also breeds loyalty, because I've also talked to patients and said, I'd love to go to your office, but I have a 2-year plan with Dr. Jones down the street. So, once they have that plan, they're no longer in the market for a new dentist. So I think it breeds loyalty, and it also makes it attractive for people to get the dental work that they need done that they think is unapproachable.
Yeah, absolutely. That's exactly what we see all the time dealing with practices. They're setting up the membership programs. Is the patient loyalty, I think, is the huge part, and then getting rid of the insurance mindset with those types of patients, I think, is huge too. I was just at an office just before this call. They were getting ready to start a membership program, and even the staff, has an insurance mindset that kind of messes case acceptance up and all other sorts of mindsets in the practice. And I thought it was really interesting that when we started talking about the membership program, they just reverted back to what, like, they would treat the patients like they were insurance, but it's a totally different mindset in regards to case acceptance and then patient loyalty. So I think that's pretty awesome that that's what you're seeing in your practice as well.
For sure.
Yeah. Well, Dr. Spodak, you have quite the reputation. I think everybody that I know in Florida knows you.
Nice.
And we get asked questions all the time. Hey, when are these guests going to appear at another event that we can enroll? You mentioned the one on your website where you're taking a limited number of people at your 2018 summit, the bulletproofdentalpractice.com website. Do you happen to have a list of other speaking engagements that you're going to be attending this year?
Yeah, so I'm the keynote speaker for the Profitable Dentist Summit. That's Orlando, April 27th. That's going to be
Nice.
like Gary Cady, Brady Frank,
all the good
Costas,
guys. Yeah.
all the big guys. Yeah, a lot of the guys from Voices of Dentistry. So I'm the keynote speaker for that. That's pretty cool. That's an honor. I'm being kind of careful about how much I do and how much I say yes to. My big thing is that I don't sell anything. So I don't want to. My whole goal for speaking is, if I speak, I want to add massive value, and if I do a good job, you don't ever need to talk to me again. I don't want to say oh, I'll give you a little bit and then sign up for my thing.
Yeah.
You can sign up for the podcast and listen to me, because I really just want to help dentistry, and if I add any value to anybody, then I feel good about it. But
cool.
Yeah, the Bulletproof Summit's going to be cool. That's going to be we're just giving away all of our secrets, Peter and I, everything we've learned over the 40 years to get cumulative experience that we've had. That's going to be awesome. That's going to be in October in Atlanta. I might be speaking in July in Denver. I'm not sure. I'm trying to get out of it. I might get out of
it. You're like me. I don't like speaking. I just like doing podcast stuff. It's easier.
Yeah, and I think education's changing too. Do you really want to go sit in a conference room? A lot of people listening to this are in their cars, or they're going for a jog or something like that. I think that's a new way of learning. So my goal is that the speaking that I do and the lecturing has to be interactive in a mastermind forum. Because when I go to these meetings, the most impact I get and the most information I get is in the reception after the lecture, before people get drunk, or at lunch. I want to talk to other dentists. I want to compare notes. I've learned a lot from people, and that's the type of forum that I really want to create.
Very cool.
Yeah. We should do a conference where the speaking is just 20 minutes, and then it's reception for 8 hours. That'd be fun.
Yeah, look at the Voices of Dentistry. Look at how people wouldn't leave. They were all in that conference room.
Totally, yeah.
That was really cool. That was a really cool lecture, a really cool seminar.
Yeah, very cool.
I like that format. I agree. Usually when I'm at those meetings, if I'm not speaking, people are just sharing tons and tons of information, and you'll see, like at the Voices of Dentistry, people not even going into the lectures. Most of them are just out interviewing the experts directly. But thanks for sharing, Dr. Spodak, when you're going to be speaking, because I know a few in Tampa that I told that you're going to be on our podcast, and I said we want to know where he's speaking next so that we can come to his events. So,
wow,
cool.
So
nice,
for those of you, so those of you that are listening, we'll post the Bulletproof Dental Practice information on our website. Check out his podcast, which, if you're listening to us, chances are you're probably listening to these guys first. It's kind of a nobody podcast, as well as the book recommendations. Dr. Spodak, do you have any final thoughts, any closing thoughts for our listeners?
Yeah, I would say go easy on yourself. There's a lot of frenetic conversation about what's the best dental business model. What am I doing it right? Look at what these people are doing. I need to go corporate. I need 10 offices. And I just encourage everybody to recognize that dentistry, the profession, is a vast spectrum of business models, and it can be your signature. You can do it exactly how you want to do it. Don't beat yourself up. Don't feel like you're not excelling at the rate that you should. Everything is at the right time and right pace, and just take good care of patients. Take care of your team. Treat your team really well. Your team is the greatest asset you have in both expenditure and what they can do for you. The largest percentage of your P&L is the overhead expense of your team. So just what you appreciates. Look after those people, and they'll look after you. And go easy on yourself. Take care of patients and have fun.
Awesome. And Dr. Spodak, do you have a website or contact information that you can share with our audience if they want to reach out to you?
Yeah. You can find me on CraigSpodak.com. www.craigspodak.com.
Perfect. Awesome. Okay. We'll put that in the show notes as well. Thanks again for coming on our show today, and for all your listeners out there, we hope you guys have an awesome day, and reach out to Dr. Spodak if you have additional questions or want to listen to him speak in a live event.
Awesome.
Perfect. Thanks, Dr. Spodak.
Thank you guys for having me on. I appreciate it.
It's been our pleasure.
Great.